Hello, everybody, and welcome to Anime Club. We are here on Sunday to talk about anime like usual. We are here to rank all of the Naruto Shippuden and Part 1 villains based off of impact, favoritism, power, all the fun stuff, the full package. We have a lot of fun villains to talk about. I'm here, as always, with my co-host. As always, Josh. Josh is here with me. Josh, what is going on this Sunday for you?
Oh man, it's been good. I'm preparing for my vacation next week. I'm going to the DR. So
Hey.
me and Namala, and then it's like a couples thing. So we're gonna go. So it's gonna be fun. So I've been working like crazy this week. But how have you guys been?
Let's go.
Good, man. And we also got Noah as usual. Noah, what is going on, my guy?
What's up, everybody? Just hanging out.
And it's funny, in 4 weeks or 3 weeks now, I'm going on vacation to Orlando. So it's gonna be spotty, but we're gonna figure this out.
I'm going to Anime NYC in November.
Oh,
Anime NYC, yeah, dang.
We should figure out a time that all three of us should go to like a convention or something.
That'd be awesome.
Absolutely.
But like I said, we are here to just on a fun Sunday. We don't want to go into anything crazy, so we're going to actually just do something a little bit fun. We're going to talk about Naruto, because who doesn't love Naruto? We are going to rank some villains. There are so many villains, but we're only going to talk. Actually, no, we're going to talk about all of them now. I'm looking at it. A majority of them are obviously the Akatsuki, but we're going to just talk about them. I think it should be a fun time. With your experiences, guys, with Naruto, I mean, how much is the villain to you guys in this series? Because some of them miss, some of them hit, some of them are just kind of like random. Like, what's your opinions on them, Noah?
I mean, obviously, there's always going to be the gag villains or the villains that are like really come off at first as like villains, but really when it comes down to it, they kind of get brushed aside, or you know what I'm saying, they weren't really as menacing as they came out to be. But I would say in Naruto, I think the villains make Naruto. I feel like Naruto isn't Naruto without that contrast of the villains like paralleling everything.
How about you, Josh?
I completely agree. I think that's what makes Naruto probably one of the best series and one of the best anime of all time, is because of the villains. I honestly think, even though like even the villains in part 1 were like, now that you're looking back at it, are not really as, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
They still served their purpose at that time. And I remember watching it as a kid. I was like, oh my goodness, like these villains are OP, you know? I mean, obviously there's better villains than others, but I will say that's one of the things that makes Naruto a great anime overall, is the villains.
All right, so we're just going to honestly hop into it. We shouldn't actually be here too long, but I mean, there are some people that I feel like we can talk about. So we'll say, so here is the group of people we're going to talk about. Literally, I think it has at least every single important villain. None filler villains like that missed ninja from like the monk arc or whatever. There's a lot of people we're not going to include it. We're not going to include all the dead ninja and all that. We're just talking about these guys. Yeah. I want to go in order, but honestly, I do feel like we should do this one guy first. This dude, he started off the whole series.
Yo, honestly,
go ahead.
When you think about it, he built the greatest relationship in the series, which is Iruka and Naruto. That the father-son series, he built that.
Facts.
So like I mean, to me, that's an S tier relationship that he built. But I mean, you know what I'm saying? And he gave him, you know what I'm saying? It gave Naruto access to the iconic Shadow Clone Jutsu, which has become obviously a staple for the rest of his life and for the entirety of the show.
Mizuki. That was his name. But I will also say, I mean, he thought he was doing something just fighting with the big behind shuriken. But I don't know if y'all remember, because he was locked up for a little bit, and then he cut a deal with the Orochimar actually later in the series once he escaped. This was actually a filler arc.
Yeah, I was filler. He turned into like a tiger or something, right?
I got a picture for you, bro.
Yeah. I remember this filler.
Look at him a whole
they got him beating Goku.
I remember this.
Like he really thought he was doing something with this big behind shuriken. I'm like, oh my god. Josh, how do you feel about Mizuki? I mean, I think we'll talk about it. Go ahead, Josh.
Yeah,
What
we'll
do you
talk
think
about
about
it.
him?
Well, I mean, I agree with you guys. I mean, I think his overall impact. I mean, the famous Shadow Clone Jutsu. I mean, Naruto is not Naruto without that moment, and especially that relationship that Noah mentioned. I completely agree. I mean, in terms of power, he's
Yeah.
definitely laughable. I mean, what was he doing with that shuriken? I don't know what the hell he was thinking, but I mean, in terms of ranking, I don't really know where to put him. So
Yeah,
I
that's
mean,
an odd. It's a hard for his ranking
yeah,
for sure.
it
Because he
definitely
does
is.
have impact, but he sucks at the same time.
I mean, I'm just trying. So,
Compared to the other villains, he's
what is Aruka's ranking? I'm curious. I forget. What's his ranking? He's not. He's a Jonin.
Is Zaru?
Aruka is a Jonin, I
Yeah,
think.
Ruka's. I
So,
don't know.
I mean, I'll
He probably is. He
I'll fact
probably
check
is.
it real
But
quick. Or Josh, can you fact check that for
yeah,
me?
I
yeah.
got it.
No, I'll
But
look, yeah.
okay, so I think if whatever Aruka is, Mizuki is that as well. So it's like I'm just like I don't know what his plan was. Like I know he helped him get the secret scroll or whatever forbidden jutsu, but I don't know. I mean he was a little bit too ahead of his bridges for me. But
He's a tuning. He's not
He's
a.
a two.
yeah.
Okay,
It's just
he's
a
a
teacher.
two.
He's a headmaster, like a teacher. So like that's really
Like this random teacher just thought he could just
yeah.
do whatever he wanted.
Yeah.
But I mean, whatever. I mean, I'll give him honestly. I don't think he's an F.
Not
Because
Yeah, I don't think he's enough.
nah, I think if we're talking overall impact, he's either C or a D in my book. I mean, he did his job.
I'd say a C just because it's funny.
One thing I do think we should factor in as well. We should factor in their plans. Right? Was it successful? Was it a
That's
good
true.
plan? Was it a horrible plan? This guy's plan was
a horrible
horrible.
plan.
It was a horrible plan.
Okay, that's a D. That's a D.
Yeah.
Like as a villain, I'm like, what are you thinking? Like you just throw like I don't know what he was thinking he could do. He was like, I need to get the revenge of the nine-tailed fox. Like I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Then you got
yeah, I don't. It's like it was sucks, but I don't know. He was funny. All right. So next is the Sound Ninja guy. Oh no, no, yeah, Sound Ninja guy. What is his name? I'll get his name in a second.
Remember.
But he's like the double-headed guy, and then they both.
Kiba.
Yeah, and they have like curse marks and all that stuff. And actually, he did that forbidden jutsu that Orochimar could do with the walls and stuff.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah, all
he did
four of them.
One, right? Oh, he did.
Yeah.
he did four.
He did four.
Oh, he did
well, because I remember all of them. Remember, are you talking about the barrier, right? Where they couldn't get through the barrier?
No. I'm talking about the huge wall, the demon wall thing that I'll pull it up.
Yeah, and I'm looking up the Sound Ninja now, so that way we get.
No, yeah, you're good. I know I'll everything about the sound. I just forget the name. This thing right here, the sound for it's the 4 beast encirclement. Jutsu. This one right here.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, I know what you're talking about.
He could do that. Which honestly is such a dumb jutsu in my opinion, but whatever. But he was able to do that. He has like double heads or all that stuff. I mean, when I saw
merge,
yeah, like when I saw the Sound Ninja 4, I mean, he was always like the villain. Like he never gave off like strongest vibes, but he came off like menacing vibes, right?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Ominous. I mean, he has 2 heads.
Yeah,
I think always freaky.
He used to talk the most trash.
And all 4 members are at least Joning level.
Yeah.
Okay.
So just to let you know. I'm looking at him now.
Getting smacked around by 4 Genin.
So I just need to get his name. Oh, okay, yeah, I got it. All right, so his name was, I think it was it's 2 of them. It's Sakun and Akun. I mean, Sakun and Akun. But that's why I never got the names because they both have separate names. So anyway, in terms of like impact, his fight was Kiba out of all the fights, where I guess the least taxing. I mean, like the most they did was I guess like hurt Akamaru and put Akamaru down. Mm-hmm. I will say I used to watch Naruto at my grandmom's house, and she banned me from watching it again because he looked like the devil in his curse mark. But I mean, the Sound Ninja in general, I mean, like they're like C-listers, I think, right?
I would say it depends on the character, because I feel like the impact that he had on Kiba isn't comparable to the impact that the one had on, like, say, Neji or like Shikamaru. You know what I'm saying? I feel like Neji had a lot of the one that Neji fought had a lot of impact on Neji as a character.
Oh yeah, the spider guy. That's what
The
his name.
spider guy had a huge impact on Neji, I think, as a character.
He was crazy. He was crazy.
Yeah,
I mean,
I will say out of the 4, I do think that I say I do like the ranking of C, but if I were to put one in D, I
would put him.
Yeah,
I would put him at D.
Yeah.
And then
Kiba, what does Kiba do after? This is Kiba's shining moment right here.
Kiba's still doing wolf fang over fang in the war.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. This is his shining moment when he fought. He won a fight against the Jonin again.
Bro, I'll even say when they got reincarnated, his impact was kind of little to none as well.
Yeah,
like,
it was like, oh, you're back.
I'll put him under Mizuki, honestly, bro. Like I don't care.
I would agree with that. Honestly,
yeah, I agree. No,
his impact wasn't good
because when you think about it, his rank was closer to Naruto's than his rank was closer to Kiba's. So Kiba, like he got washed by a child.
I'll say in terms of impact, I mean he was, I guess, the leader. I mean their plan, I would say, is successful because I mean it wasn't their plan. It was Orochimaru. Sasuke made it successful, but Orochimaru told them go get him.
And they
got him. So I mean, they convinced Sasuke to take the death pills. They convinced Sasuke to get in the barrel. They successfully went into the leaf and got him to come with it. Like they did their thing. So that's enough not to be an F.
And they all each have powers of curse marks.
Yeah, I mean he died though. They died to kids. That is bad.
They did die to kids. They all really died to kids. They all really got beat down.
Like Tsunade really sent some like kids after Orochimaru and his men, and
she's a pretty terrible guy. That was
terrible.
How you gonna have kids try and rescue?
Why Kishimoto gonna give her some decision making like that?
That was
he
pretty
knew
bad.
what he was doing.
Yeah,
also the third Hokage too. Like, you gotta know something. You gotta know something's up with
during the
third Hokage might be the worst.
Yeah,
but
we talked about it last time.
During the Tsunade era, I mean, Pain broke in, the Sound Ninja broke in, Gaara's ninja. I was just like, I don't know. The third Hokage, Hiruzen was not smart at all, by the way, either. But all right, so the next one is Donzo.
Wait, real quick. Do you just want to do all 4 sound? You want to do all the sound now?
Why not? Why not?
Yeah, because I don't. You know what I mean. We're
knock them all out.
Yeah, good people.
Yeah. Where is Jarobo? Let's see. All right. I mean, so Jarobo.
I would put him at low C just because he fought Choji.
Yeah, I think that was a good fight for Choji. That was like a good growing moment for Choji as a character.
Yeah, Jarobo's interesting, I guess. I mean,
and like he first got his wings there too, in that fight.
Honestly, I think they made a huge mistake making Jarobo like the first one to defect because he seemed like he was the strongest one, high key. I thought his jutsu where he puts them all into like that dome and like sucks up their chakra was crazy. His form was crazy. Like they should have saved him. For like Shikamaru or Naruto or something, because I don't know if they can actually beat this guy, but I mean, whatever. I mean,
guys against each other. That's what they were doing. They're like two bigger gentlemen.
Now this chick, I actually think she has some of like the coolest genjutsu in the series. Personally, like with the flute and everything. Like I think of that scene when they all got reincarnated and she's like doing the flute on the battlefield and everyone's just frozen. I'm like, oh my god. But I would say out of all of them, other than Kiba, I think she has the next boring fight in comparison to everybody. I'm pretty sure. Did Shikamaru beat her, or did the Sound Ninja help?
Kamari comes.
There you go. That's what I'm like. Yeah. So I mean,
help him out.
Like I said, I don't see any of the Sound Ninja going above C. So I mean, I don't know. Is she above Jarobo?
I think like.
Yeah.
What do you think? What do you think, Noah?
I think I like her fight only because I feel like it depends. Because like Shikamaru's fights are more as like the end is the payoff. Because like you learn about what he was like. They'll run back what he was thinking. Like all like the calculations. So like when you get to the end, you're like, that was cool. But like Choji was like more of like, these guys are punching each other out, like body slamming each other. I would say I'm more a fan of Shikamaru, so I would say his fight was cooler to me.
Okay, I will say she was one of the cooler like genjutsu users in general because she didn't need like the Sharingan just to do stuff. Like I think people always think like, oh, you can't do like genjutsu if you don't have Sharingan. Like honestly, like her, Kira and I, like there were like only like a few people who actually were willing to do like genjutsu back in the day, and I wish they like showed more. But like I liked her. I will put her above Jarobo. Do you agree with that, Josh?
Yeah, I agree. I was just looking at her abilities as you guys.
Oh no, you're good.
No, she's definitely dope.
And then lastly, Spider Guy. I think he had the best fight out of all the Sound Ninja. Him and Neji's fight was crazy. He was just cold, honestly. I mean, with the spider webs and the arrows and all this stuff, I don't know. I thought it was dope. I think he was low key. He should have been the leader of the Sound Ninja 4 because he was the most vocal. The more. I think he was the strongest out of all of them. Josh, do you agree with that?
Yeah, I agree. His whole idea with the spider webs and all that stuff was definitely dope. So, and again, like his fight with Nenji, I remember honestly, the Sasuke rescue arc was probably top 5 Naruto arcs in my opinion. Because I mean, you literally like you got all the sound. Yeah, everyone got their moment. Choji got his moment. Kiba, Shikamaru, Naruto. Like I felt like that was like the real Team 7. You know what I mean? Because I mean, Sasuke was fake. He ended up leaving. Sakura being Sakura. Yeah. I'm like Shikamaru, Choji, and Kiba are Naruto's real Team 7. You know what I mean? That's the vibes I got. And then like that whole arc. I know we'll talk about it. A couple other guys in a little bit. You got to see Drunken Fist and you got Gaara. You know what I mean? Like it was just like everybody got their shine. And then you got the great Naruto Sasuke fight part 1 at the end. The whole arc was great. So I would put him I would put the Spider Guy probably top of C. Yeah.
All right. And then the last they never really labeled him. It should be the Sound Ninja 5, honestly. Yeah. Kimimaro. I mean, Kimimaro is definitely like out.
Kimimaro is out of Kimimaro is probably a B because it was good for Gaara and Lee to have a little back and forth too after being not seeing each other since Gaara like broke his limbs.
Literally. I remember seeing that as a kid. I was just like, this has to be awkward.
Yeah, right.
He just broke the crap out of my legs, and
but he just saved my life though. Yeah.
Like, how am I supposed to feel here?
How do I feel? Yeah. How do I feel, dude?
I remember they actually expanded on Kimimaru's story in Shippuden too, with because he was friends with Jugo, who was in the Taka too. So I don't know. You see how him and Jugo were kind of like manipulated, and Orochimar just kind of used his experiment people just like and threw him to the side. But Kimimaru was cold. I'm glad that they revisited his story because honestly, his impact was like pretty hard. And like I was sad that they didn't expand too much on it in part 1. But I like Kimimaru a lot. I think he's a solid B-lister as well. Impact is crazy too, like the bone jutsu. Oh my god!
Yeah. His whole concept was dope. I remember playing the old school Naruto video games. And I'm just using him because like his limbs can like extend, and you're just
that shit was sick. Oh, it's so sick.
Or bone bullets and stuff like that.
Yeah, you're just like what?
Or when he used to just take the bone and make it like a sword, I'm like, bro, like because look, Naruto couldn't really do anything to him.
No. Him and his shadow clones were not doing.
Lee did damage, and then when he took it serious and got into like curse mark form, he couldn't do nothing. And then Gaara beat him, but like. Barely, bro. Yeah. So that was, I don't know, like Bone Garden or whatever that joint was called. I forget what it's called for it, something like that, where he just lifts a bunch of bones out of the ground. I'm like, how are you doing this? I think he did it with bone meal, but I mean, still, it was just cool.
I think healthy Lee though could win that fight though.
You think so?
That would be a good fight.
If Lee could use the gates, you think if Lee's 5 gates and you think Kimimaro is keeping up with him?
I mean, before he got drunk, he wasn't really doing anything.
I mean, yeah. But I'm saying, if he was 5 gates...
Like, I think the thing that made Drunken Fist was good was that he was unpredictable, where I think Lee's regular thing, he was more predictable. I mean...
That is true.
No, you're not wrong.
Yeah. I felt like I was watching Shampoo. It was like, regularly was Jin, and then Drunken Fist was like Mugen. Like, I was like, Um, but all right. I mean, while we're going to order, I guess we could talk about the Sound Ninja 3. I mean, the hit and miss. No, these are Sound Ninja. Yeah,
These are Sound Ninja. Yeah,
from the tuning exams, and
Yeah,
we can talk about those dudes.
Yeah,
and that too.
So I mean, so the girl, I had to search her name up because I forgot it, but it's actually Sushi. Out of all of the main three, she was like, I guess, the least impactful. Like, I mean, the inside thing she did was get Sakura to cut her hair off. I mean, like,
yeah.
like Shikamaru made a joke out of her. He really doesn't know how to write girls. I'm sorry.
Nah, yeah, he messed it up.
But I don't know. She's a solid F tier. I mean, is anyone else that disagree with that?
She's going to F tier.
Yeah, she's trash.
All this guy's good for is getting his arms.
Yeah, he's like, break it off.
I feel bad for him, man. I felt bad for this guy.
Really ended his career.
like, so the first time, I thought it was cool because it's like, I mean, it's unfortunate that Orochimar just uses people like tools, but his thing was he had like the circles and he just blasted chakra out of his hands. But damn, like he really just got disrespected. Like he talked a lot of trash. Sasuke broke his arms, and then he fights Shino, and Shino puts bugs in his arms, and then he blows his arm out. But I remember his backstory, and like they showed how Orochimaru like basically like lured him in. Like he's the only one out of the three of them that got a backstory. And you feel really bad for the guy, because he was just an orphan, just trying to live his life. And then here comes this guy like, let me put some holes in your hands. So like I felt bad for him. But yeah, he does kind of suck. Josh, am I right here?
Yeah, you're right. I mean, from the time I will say, since he did get a backstory, I probably would put him at D, but bottom of D. But I mean, other than that, I mean, he like you guys said, his arms got blown up, and that was pretty much it.
Yeah, I mean, he's a D-lister, right?
Yeah, bottom of D.
Unfortunately, yeah. Now this guy was cold. Am I wrong with that?
For a second. He was he gave off that, like he was one of those people, like he gave off that cold vibe, but then when it came down to business, it wasn't working for him.
Are you sure?
It wasn't working,
bro. I mean, his win percentage was actually up there until he got to Gaara.
Yeah, I guess you're right.
I mean, all right.
Wait, didn't Sasuke beat him up?
No. All right.
No. Didn't Gaara kill him?
Gaara killed him.
Yeah.
So killed him.
The way it went at first, it was they fought in the tuning exams, and Lee tried to fight him, and then it was actually cool. Like he had like some sort of like gauntlet that like if it goes around you, like it messes up like your hearing, and then it was like some sort of genjutsu at the same time. So it was weird. But then in an actual tuning exams, I forget who he fought, but he beat somebody, and he actually won his original battle. He was supposed to advance to the next match.
Didn't he back out? Is the dude that?
No, so
he tried to fight Gaara.
No, that was freaking what's his name? I'm dumb. That was Kabuto. What am I?
Yeah, like I forget who he beat. But a part of it, what happened was because he was on a mission first and foremost for Orochimaru, so he had to get the Jinchuriki. He tried to fight Gaara in the hallway. It wasn't even the hallway. It was when the Sound Ninja and Kabuto were meeting. The Sand Ninja and Kabuto were meeting, and then I guess he tried to fight Gaara at night, and then Gaara just killed him. And,
it was not even a contest.
But he actually won his fight. I forget which person he beat, but he won his original fight. Actually, yeah. I mean, he's not going anywhere high, but like he did the thing. He just didn't know. Like he was out of his league. Like I don't know. The Sound Ninja were like a joke. I would put him like right here, maybe. Like that's about it. Like I don't know. That's it. Maybe even under him. Like I don't know. Right all three of them suck. And this guy is just straight trash, bro.
Yeah, let's put him at it. We don't need to talk about him.
Who is that bull?
This is the guy from the cheating exam with water. He's trash. Because he didn't even have any ultimatum. He was actually trying to be a Chunin, and he just sucked. Like I have no reason why they gave him like a whole like few episodes to fight like Kabuto in the Team 7. I was like, what are you doing? There you go.
That should
And
be all the scrubs.
well, there's one last one.
Oh, one more, yeah. Oh,
The
that
boss. This
yeah.
guy is trash. This is the guy from the bridge who was trying to kill the bridge maker who hired Zabuza and them. He was like a mafioso, but I don't know. I mean, his plan was, I mean, he's F, but his plan was literally just to like stop the bridge maker, and he couldn't even do that. So yeah, trash.
Yeah, no.
Anyway, let's finally start getting to some of the good people because everyone else left is fun to talk about. So I guess we can start if we're going in order. We can talk about Haku and Zabuza.
Yeah, I like that. That's a good start.
I mean, I think you can't talk about Haku till you talk about Zabuza. I think Zabuza, the blueprint to what a villain was in this series. He was like the first real threat you fight. I like to see him, like, I don't know, Zabuza, when I saw him, I was just like, this guy is just crazy awesome. Like, to this day, I think that he's like still holds up, like with his executioner blade, that basically it was one of the legendary swordsmen, and it feeds off of blood and then it heals itself. I thought his demon jutsu where he had the kunai in his mouth and he just completely murks everyone with the like that's crazy. I did not like how he would manipulate Haku though. And I don't really know what his ultimate goal was. I don't know if it was just revenge on Kakashi or something, but yeah, I don't know. What I mean, Noah, how do you feel about Zabuza?
I think Zabuza is one of the. I think he is one of the more impactful. I think he might be the most impactful villain. I mean, Orochimar aside, I guess, but in like original Naruto, I feel like he was like the first like big moment of like realism and like stakes, like things being on the line, like actual like life's like on the line, like and it gave us like so many like iconic things, like the little tag team between Naruto and Sasuke, like the tag team fight with him and them, and like the iconic like giant shuriken throw to like Shadow Clone switch out that like revisits multiple times throughout the whole series. Like that's like their like go-to like thing that they like go to off that. So he was one of my favorite villains, especially in the original Naruto.
How are you, Josh?
Yeah, I agree. I mean, he went toe to toe with Kakashi twice. Now I do know like Kakashi definitely handled his own on him, but I mean, like in terms of like overall impact to the series, I mean, he really was like the first test for Team 7. It was like, look, like these are not kiddie missions. Like you could die if you make a mistake here. And I mean, his old concept, I really like the legendary blade, like you said, Isaiah. And then like the moment where like he finds out that he was manipulated, because I do agree, like he was taking completely advantage of her and stuff, and it was definitely wrong of him. I fault him and stuff. And then once he realized that, that's when he went full on. He had the kunai, and it was just murking all of his soldiers. And the bridge guy was like, "Yo, chill." And I mean, his death was pretty legendary too. Like, I mean,
yeah,
it's been death fighting. I like
what
that.
I'm saying. Like, he died fighting. So I mean, it's definitely. Man, I mean, his overall impact was definitely tough. He definitely was a great first villain. I might have to put him at A, honestly.
I'd agree.
All right, I am down. Boom. And honestly, I mean, I think you could put Haku right next. Yeah. I mean, I think Haku unfortunately just got manipulated and was just like, I don't know. You can't blame Haku for just being raised like that. Haku's plan was honestly successful. Haku's plan was to protect Zabuza and do what Zabuza needs to do. And he will die for Zabuza, and hey, did what he had to do. So, I mean, I guess you could classify that as successful.
And I think Haku really built Naruto and Sasuke's relationship with each other like immensely, because they kind of put their lives on the line for each other, and like the whole like Sasuke stepping in front of Naruto and taking all the needles, then like transfers over to then Naruto saving him from the giant snake, like in the tuning exams, like that back and forth, that like it built that rivalry. Like it started there, like where they care about each other, but they still compete at the same time. Like It's like where it started almost.
Yes, sir. So I mean, if we're just before we get to like a lot of big guns, I mean, we can talk about Hanzo the Salamander as well. Hanzo as a character, I think he got most of the screen time after he was dead. I mean, his plan. I mean, honestly, it's hard to classify Hanzo as a villain, honestly, in my book, because I feel like he wasn't even really a villain. I think he was just like really like I don't know. I think his job, he was like a Kage. He's not a Kage, obviously, but he was just a leader of his village or city or whatever the heck that was. And the Koski came up there, because what he actually killed, he sent the hit out for Yahigo to get killed. And because the Akatsuki were just like, I don't know, this organization, they weren't even bad at the time. I don't know.
No, they were good at the time. Yeah.
Actually, Hanzo is kind of bad for that. I will say that. But I mean, his main thing was he was just trying to protect his city. He sent the hit out on Yahiko, successful. So I'll give him that. And then the Akatsuki pulled up and then just killed him. And they were like, "What you doing, boy?"
Pain did, yeah.
Now when they got reincarnated, I forget who Hanzo had to fight in the war. But
Samurai dude.
Yes,
some random flashback dude that like had us like Hanzo like killed him, but like he didn't die or something like that, and he lived. And now they fought again.
He was like the proctor for like the Kage summit.
Yeah, exactly.
I thought Hanzo. The idea of Hanzo was cool. I think they just threw him in there, and I think that if they established something like part 1 a little bit more, that could have been interesting. Because Jiraiya seemed to know who Hanzo was, and nobody actually knew Hanzo was dead until Jiraiya pulled up. Everyone was like Jiraiya's like, "Oh, I know this guy named Hanzo the Salamander. You know, he respects me."
Like run this place.
Like all these years, nobody knew Hanzo was dead. Like, what y'all doing? I mean. His plan was successful, and I think his jutsu with the poison fog, the way he used like that chain and the scythe, and like he his salamander summons. I did think that was cool. I think his impact in the story, he was a little rushed, so he's not really as remembered as a lot of these other people. But I think he's like either a high C or a B lister personally.
Yeah, my fault. Just to add to what you guys are saying, I'm looking him up now. He literally said to Jiraiya, Orochimaru, and Tsunade, "You three are powerful. Only you have survived." And he called them the signing of the signing.
He named them the legendary signing. Yes. Yep.
So just to add to his impact, he impacted Jiraiya and all them.
And he inadvertently created pain. Like inadvertently, he didn't intentionally do it, but he inadvertently did turn Nagato into pain. And he technically did he made Nagato bring out the Gedo statue for the first time, right?
Yes.
So that was big for Nagato because he had never done that before and he had no clue what it did.
So his impact of being just a G actually kind of was successful, and he did.
Yeah. All right, so I think he didn't mean to do it, but like he like inadvertently awakened these things and like progressed the story a little bit, even though he didn't do it. But
I would say he's like behind Kimimaro then.
Yeah, he's a B rank for the little screen time he had. He had a decent impact.
Yeah, I mean, if we're putting video games as well, I actually like using Hanzo in the video games. I ain't gonna lie. So if we're going in order, Gaara is actually next. Kid Gaara specifically. Kid Gaara was a savage.
It's funny to talk about Gaara as a villain.
Go ahead, Noah. What's your opinion on Gaara?
I think Kid Gaara. You're right. Kid Gaara was great. I think Kid Gaara built Naruto. And essentially built the relationship between the Sand and the Leaf Village, which in turn led to them getting help during the Sasuke rescue. It built so many things. Villain Gaara did. The fight with Sasuke, just everything, the tuning exams that happened then. So I would say he was pretty A. I would say it's a pretty A. I think him and Naruto's fight in Nine Tails, that Nine Tails moment, where they were fighting. I think that was all. I don't know. It was a pretty. Yeah, it was. I think. Yeah, he had an amazing impact on the story, especially for Naruto.
Oh yeah, definitely.
You could argue for S, maybe. Am I crazy?
No, you could. I mean,
okay. All right. Okay.
That's what I'm saying. I mean, Gaara as a kid. I mean, Jeez, man. I mean, where do we even begin? You got his backstory, you got the introduction of the tailed beast, and the Jinchuriki. And like, I'm not even gonna lie to you. I remember watching this as a kid. I'm like, if he's the one tails, I was like, I can only imagine what the two tails are, three tails are, four tails. Now, that's one of the things that I ended up. That was one of the disappointments for me in the series because I felt like the other tailed beasts, we could have gotten a little bit more from them, But I mean, Gaara as a villain, man, he's definitely dope. I mean, I thought he was unbeatable with his sand barrier and like his guard, like and him and Lee's fight to this day is probably one of the best fights in anime history, honestly. All those reasons alone, not even just like the impact for Naruto, but the impact for Rock Lee and everybody else. I honestly, I might even put him at S. Kid Gaara definitely was. He made Naruto. That fight was tough.
Agree.
Like, not easy to forget. Like, until Lee, Naruto, and Sasuke, Gaara used to just stand there like this, and like his sand was just like he was just like stand there and like not do anything, and like everyone was just trying to hit him. But he was the first one to make him use the Toad, Gamabuta. He was the first one to really like show what the like a tail beast could actually do. Because I mean, I don't think Naruto really did anything with his Jinchuriki to this point yet. No. Other than
Rampage, I think he went.
Yeah,
did he go on a rampage
against Orochimaru in the forest. That's about it. He's the first one to like really use his Jinchuriki though, like not just the chakra. I think Gaara's S tier, honestly. Like
I agree. And I gotta go. Unfortunately.
All right, no. All good.
That was wonderful. I'll see you guys next week. You guys enjoy the rest. And peace out.
Stay safe.
You guys.
I know. All right, Josh. So we already did the Akatsuki, honestly, so we can speed blitz through with some of these. Honestly, we don't really need to dissect the Akatsuki, Josh, other than like maybe like Itachi. Some people, we literally, if you haven't already, go listen to the Akatsuki podcast. We already ranked every single last one of them. Josh, so we can speed through them so we can have conversations about these guys. Deidre, I would say, is like a straight like what B-lister.
Because our ranking was based off of power last year. So I mean, this ranking's can probably be a little bit different. I mean, in terms of like overall impact for the series, I mean, he did capture Gaara and the beginning of Shippuden. Like he was technically successful. I mean, now he did fail because he wanted to get Sasuke but I honestly, the way how they killed him off was definitely disappointing. Like, you're just gonna bomb and blow everybody up. Sasuke is gonna survive that. You just know that.
I mean, his plan was just to be able to express his art. So I will say that it's successful.
Yeah, very successful. I mean, you captured Akage.
He captured Akage. I'm sure he killed a lot of people too. I mean, he honestly was one of like the longest lasting Akatsuki people with screen time as well. It wasn't until he blew himself up because But one thing I will say, Deidre's dumb about. So I noticed this. Think about this. So he can blow himself up, right? When you're reincarnated, you can keep killing yourself and you'll just keep coming back to life. So why didn't he just keep blowing himself up? And then his body forms back and then he blows himself up. Body for like he could have been like, I don't know, missed opportunity in my opinion. But I mean, Deidre was cool. I wish we got more explanation on like the curse jutsu he did to get mouth on his hands. But his personality was fun. And I mean he was no slouch. He almost beat Sasuke too. So where you want to put him?
I would probably put him bottom of A.
Bottom of A? That's fine.
And then as we rank more, we'll probably lower him a little bit.
Yeah. Hidan, I think out of all the Akatsuki, he was interesting, but I feel like he's like the least interesting. Like he
kind of pissed me off.
Yeah, like I feel like I always say this every time we talk about Hidan. I'm like, this guy literally had a jutsu to make himself immortal. Like why didn't they explain that? Like he could literally still live with his head off and stuff like that. Like I wish we got more explanation of like the cult of Jashin, this jutsu, all this stuff. We never got that. I mean, he did kill Asuma, and so I thought that was cool. And he was pivotal for Shikamaru's um growth as a character. So I will give him that. His mission, I mean, his mission was just to give sacrifices to Joshin, which he did. He was also supposed to get a tail beast, which he did. That's it. But he not know. I mean, I would put him like C, honestly. What do you think, Josh? Oh, Josh freeze a little bit. I don't know. I'm gonna until Josh unfreezes. I'm gonna put him here because I'm just like I'll probably put him like around bottom C. Oh, Josh, you're like frozen for a little bit. What did you say?
Oh, I don't know if you were hearing me. I was like, I agree with you. I would put him right there at C.
Yeah, I mean, I'll put him over like Jarobo. Well, like that's about it. Like I don't know.
He did his purpose. He captured. I mean, he killed Asuma, and then I mean, he did what he had to do. You know.
Yeah, I agree. Next is oh my, I almost call him Zabuza. Kisame. Kisame honestly is one of the coolest characters in the show, in my opinion. I think Kisame, him and Itachi specifically are dope. Kisame though, he's the last Akatsuki member other than like Obito to die. He's a true ninja. He killed himself before anyone get information on him. He never really lost. They had to jump him with Guy and all those people in the turtle anyway to do that. He got his mission was to get the information over, and he did that with this shark jutsu. I think what else? His backstory was actually cool. Like this is one of the realest ninja. Him and Itachi are some of the realest ninja because I remember his backstory was he was being raised by this guy to betray his village. It was like a clan of like fish people. I forget like fish. They were actually humans, but like that fish DNA. And then the pufferfish guy tried to get Kisame to turn on like the leader or whatever, or he was going to turn on him. And then Kisame was like, no, like that's not how I was raised. And he kills him instead. And it was like the guy who raised him, so he was really upset about it. But it was like, you gotta be a true ninja. Like Kisame, in my opinion, is a true ninja, one of the realest ninjas in the show. He did not let his emotions affect his decisions. I think Kisame straight up. Also, his jutsu with the shark bombs and also I just thought it was cool. I wish we got an explanation on. He was basically like a no-tail Jinchuriki, basically. Like he could turn to a shark. But we didn't get explanation on that. But Kisame, in my opinion, is like an A-lister. Like I would put him above or next to Zabuza personally because I love Kisame.
Yeah, I agree. I would put him I would put him above Zabuza. I mean, just like you said, he pretty much was a Jinchuriki but didn't have a tail. I mean, the whole concept with his sword being able to absorb chakra, and I know we talked about this on the last one. I mentioned how like Mike Guy was the perfect guy to fight him because Mike Guy is just straight taijutsu. There's no genjutsu, there's no ninjutsu because if you do any of that, he is absorbing it and taking in all your chakra. So that's why whenever you saw Kisame, you would see Mike Guy fight him because Mike Guy literally is the only person that can pretty much throw hands on him because it's just straight taijutsu. You can't absorb any of that. So.
I love him and Mike Guy's rivalry. Like they fought like 3 times too. Like it's so dope. I think even Guy was like, "That's a true ninja, Kisame." Like I was like,
I agree.
It was just so fun to watch, man. Like their little rivalry. Itachi, I mean, he's a no-brainer S tier.
No brainer.
Now I will say, I'm conflicted. I might put him under Gaara.
I would put him ahead of Gaara just because.
Well, go ahead.
Well, the reason why I put him ahead of Gaara is just because, I mean, you got his whole backstory, why he actually did it. And Sasuke is not Sasuke without Itachi, And I mean, all the missions that he did, I mean, he knew that Sasuke was probably going to eventually kill him. Like he had a feeling, but his plan, everything was perfect to his plan. He helped Sasuke develop. So, I mean, I look at it like that. I mean, he did have to kill his whole clan. He definitely was manipulated by Donzo, but still, you know what I mean?
Like,
his Genjutsu is second to none, though. Probably the best, probably the coolest with the crows and stuff. In my opinion, I would put him ahead of Gaara just for that regard because Sasuke is the second most important. You have Naruto and Sasuke, but Sasuke is not Sasuke without him. So.
I'll put him there strictly for impact because I do
Yeah.
agree with you with that. But plan wise, I actually think Itachi missed a little bit. I mean, kill the clan, cool, whatever. But I guess his ultimate plan really though was to make Sasuke better. Let me be very very clear. Without the reincarnation jutsu, Sasuke is a full-time villain and is about to destroy the Leaf Village after Itachi dies because Sasuke is dumb. And really missed everything that Itachi was trying to say to this guy. Like he was like, oh wait, Itachi really did this? Well, I guess I have to go destroy the hidden leaf. When it's like Itachi's like, no, Itachi did all this to protect you. Like he even said that he failed when he reincarnated. He was like, I failed to get my message across, you know. So without Kabuto, Itachi actually completely fails with his plan, in my opinion. And I think he flopped in that regards. But impact wise, I mean, power wise, I mean, Itachi's a full package. So yeah, top. Kakuzu, I mean, honestly, like Hidan, I mean, I thought the idea of Kakuzu was cool, but he's just like literally just like you could tell he's a straight plot device. Like they needed to throw someone in the Akatsuki. Like he's just there to make money. He didn't really have a backstory. He's just like the zombified guy with a bunch of hearts. I mean, you know, he's strong, he's cool. But I mean, there's not much to his personality, other than being like a hitman. There's not much to his character. Like he's just literally there just to be like a boss battle, in my opinion. Do you agree?
Yeah, I agree. I mean, yeah, it was a great fight. I mean, in terms of power, like you can never, like it always takes a group of people to take him down. Like he can't just die one-on-one. And even when he got reincarnated, I believe a bunch of people, it took a huge group of people to take him down. Like it was something like ridiculous like that. So with that being said, I probably would put him top of C.
I agree with that. I was going to say
maybe even low B. But yeah, top of C is a good spot for him.
Yeah.
Right now,
he might move up. He actually might move up. I think he can move up. But even his plan, he didn't care about the tail beast. He wanted to make money. He did it. So I mean, I could say plan successful. So I mean, there's sorcery, and then there's God, I'm so blank on names today. This is my girl. God, why can't I remember her name? Oh no, guys. Oh my god, I feel so stupid. Hold on. Conan. Oh god, I feel so dumb. Conan and Sorcery. All right, so Conan, I mean, she was basically Nagato and Yahigo's best friends. They were basically brothers and sisters, whatever. But I mean, like her plan was just to do what Nagato wanted after that because she didn't really have much else to like. She felt like she could live for. I will say her plan failed because she kind of was going to defect and she tried to betray Obito and all that stuff at the end. So I will say that failed. But as a character, I mean, I wish we got more time with Conan. I feel like they rushed her through real quick. You know, Pain was always like she was always in Pain's shadow, unfortunately. But I think her jutsu was cool. I wish we got more of an explanation why. It felt more like One Piece-esque, like she could turn to paper and stuff and like still live and do all this paper stuff without actually having named attack. So I thought that portion, I think the idea of Conan's cool. Her and Yahigo basically were in love and stuff. Like I really liked her. I just wish we got more of an explanation about her. But I will say, I think she's like a solid B-lister. I mean, her impact is a lot harder on the show than I say any of these people down here. Maybe other than like Mizuki. But I will say that her impact is good enough to be like right here. You know, she was a big portion of her and Nagato were a big portion towards Naruto's development as a character. And you know, that's nothing to scratch over. So I mean, what do you think about Conan, Josh?
Yeah, and when I see her, I see B just because like she didn't get enough screen time, in my opinion. But I mean, she was Nagato's right hand man, you know. So thinking of it like that, in that regard, her overall impact for Naruto as well, and also her fight against Toby was definitely dope. But Toby, he should honestly, like, if this was logically, like, he should have died then and there. But it was
this close to dying.
That's what I'm saying. I was just like, really? But I mean, her plan at the end of the day did fail. So, and she did not get enough screen time. So because of those two reasons, I just would put her at B.
Yeah, bomb B, but she's still cool. Yeah. Oh, I think even under Hanzo. Yeah, I agree with that.
Yeah.
And then you got Sorcery, who. So his plan honestly flopped really badly as well. That's the thing with the Akatsuki members. A lot of their plans fail. I will say, backstory wise and impact wise, I think Sasori is one of the more important and cooler characters. I mean, he was raised by Green and Chio. He didn't get to see his parents. He became an ultimate puppeteer and all that stuff. I will say the way he ended his life, not the after being reincarnated, and he actually ascended for good. I did enjoy that, but that was more so him accepting defeat and stuff. He was like, okay, the thing with him is he wants his legacy to carry on forever. And Kabuto basically said your puppets will be handed down to generations, and I will make sure that your legacy is never gone. And I guess that is technically his plan. So maybe he did succeed. I think the way he fought with poison and puppets and all that stuff was actually really fun to see. I think him versus Sakura and Chio was awesome, in my opinion. I liked it. It may not age well, but I mean, I don't know. I like Sorcery, and he's probably one of my favorite Akatsuki members. So I would put him maybe top of B, honestly. Maybe or behind Kimimaru. But what do you think, Josh?
Yeah, I actually agree with you. I would put him right around there. I mean, a lot of people hate on him because he lost to Sakura and Granny, Chio. But I'm looking at it like, I mean, Sakura needed a moment as well. Like, this is Team 7, like Sasuke got his moment, Naruto got his moment. Sakura needed hers. And I mean, this guy definitely was powerful as heck too. Like, he killed the third Kazekage in the sand because that was one of his puppets. And his ability to what he was able to create 1,000 puppets.
Yeah, was
like, that's what I'm saying. And like you said, like he wanted his puppets to like survive generations and have his legacy impact. I mean, he's successful in that,
Yeah.
Well, in that regard, I would probably put him at top of B. He honestly, him and he was really one of the first villains also in the in Shippuden.
Him and Deidre, they both got a Kage.
That's what I'm saying. They both got a Kage. They did what they had to do, and I mean, yeah, I mean they were really good. Both to introduce Shippuden, I thought those two villains were great. It was the beginning stages of it. Gaara, because we thought Gaara was so invincible, that the team of them captured him, and they handled their business.
I kind of want to put Deidre behind Sorcery. I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah, I mean, in terms of impact, I mean, there's a case for that. A lot of Sasuke.
Would you be down to switch these two?
I mean, I'm fine with that. I mean, yeah, I mean, because I know for our Akatsuki ranking, we did power and we put.
Yeah, I think impact wise, Sorcery left more of a mark than Deidre did. Actually, to be honest with you.
Yeah, I agree. I can.
Yeah, I can do that. And I mean, I also thought the way he fought was cool. I mean, even with his whole body being puppets, or I remember when he got reincarnated, like he made someone like a suicide bomber, but like Deidre put the bomb in him and then he just controlled him with his strings. Or I remember someone tried to do I think it was Konkuro, he tried to do the puppet thing, and then Sasori basically put his strings perfectly on his and then threw him on the ground. Like, I was like, yo. But yeah. All right, so I guess we can talk about Donzo next. I mean,
I hate him.
I hate Donzo. His plan. All right, so let's see. His plan was horrible. His plan was to basically, he was racist, if I'm gonna be honest, against the Uchiha. And he tried to make the Uchiha. So let me see. He didn't make them the police. That was Tobirama, but he was basically, his plan was to annihilate all of the Uchiha and steal their eyes and stuff and put them in his own art for his Shikinomi and all this stuff. Like, then he ran the Anbu Black Ops secretly without, the Leaf was running the Anbu, but he was like secretly like getting these orphan children and then putting like Hashirama's like DNA in them because he was working with Orochimaru, who was a rogue ninja and a criminal to the like he was. This guy is a really bad guy. I'm
He's
not
a
going to go to
scumbag.
it. He basically was hoping that Tsunade got killed during the fight against Pain to go into the Kage Summit. For some reason, feel like he has enough weight as a substitute Kage and tell them all we should get rid of the Kage system and make myself the supreme leader. Like, are you serious?
Yeah, like what the hell's wrong with you?
And then he, I don't just like and then he thought he could fight Sasuke by himself. He's just such a dumbass. Like I there's only a few and not Naruto anime characters in general that I hate with the burning passion. I hate Donzo. I really despise this guy. Now, fight wise and ability wise, I mean, he has one of the coolest fights in the series, in my opinion. And he gave Sasuke a run for his money, but still died. He sucks. I hate this guy. I'm so tempted to make him F tier, but he's not. He's like his plan is just so bad. Josh, before I rank him, what is your opinion? Because I hate this guy.
I mean, honestly, we're on the same page of a lot of these guys. I honestly, I can't stand him either. I think he's a scumbag. And I agree with you. Like, you're a substitute Kage and you go in and you act like, oh, yeah, we should get rid of the Kage system and I'll be the leader. Like, what the hell's wrong with you? Like, you really sit up there and think that you can do that. And then also, like, I agree. Like, he definitely was racist. He cannot stand. It was not just a racism. It was also like he was also obsessed with their eyes. You know, it was freaking creepy. Definitely serial killer vibes. You know, definitely like I would honestly. You're gonna hear this now. I definitely like Hitler vibes. You know what I mean? Like I want to annihilate every single one of you. Colonizer vibes. Like that's what you got. And then he takes their eyes and puts them in his body. That is that's some like Adolf Hitler. That's some like crazy white boy stuff right there. Honestly, like colonization, like it's creepy. I can't stand them.
You want to know how annoying this guy is? They literally told Hiruzen that there's a plan for the Uchiha to destroy the leaf, and Suzui's like, cool. I'm going to use my amazing genjutsu and I'm going to hypnotize the Uchiha's leader, which is Sasuke's dad, into not doing this. And that would have been it. But for some reason, this power hungry bastard decided to go and kill Shusui because he wanted his eyes and he hated the Uchiha. Like, you just stop. Like, honestly, the Uchiha didn't even need to get killed at that point. They could have just did a genjutsu on him. They were going to do the thing that they did to Kabuto, which is put him inside that huge genjutsu until he realizes that his ways are wrong. And then he could have been like, all right, I changed my ways. Like, it was going to repeat and repeat and repeat until he understood that he was wrong and changed his ways. Donzo stopped all that because he's a power hungry bastard. I hate him. I can't stand this guy. He got mad when Minato got picked. He got mad when Kakashi was getting picked. He got mad when Tsunade got picked. He was just such a power hungry character that I'm sorry. This guy sucks. I'll make him D tier, but like, let me like I'm seeing like right here. Like this guy sucks. Like I hate Don. No, I'm sorry. I hate Donzo, bro. Like he's so trash, bro. Like I'm sorry. He has some of the worst like planning in like anime. Like he's just such a bad character. I have nothing else to say about this. I hate him so much. Everything he did just made things worse. All right. Lastly, we're getting to some of these OP people. Before that, I mean, Kabuto grew on me over time. He was always in the shadows and Shippuden. He was like this rat bastard. I'm just like, what is this guy up to? But first of all, his obsession with the Orochimar was kind of weird. But I mean, orphan, I get it, whatever. He killed the person that was in charge of him, like who raised him. I didn't like that. I didn't like the fact that he was just basically Orochimaru's puppet until death or whatever. And I mean, to be fair, they're both still alive. Orochimaru changed his ways. Kabuto is a loyal servant because of the genjutsu they put him through. But honestly, he inserted himself. I mean, he became a snake sage too. Like we didn't really get much time with full power Kabuto. But I mean, the issue with Kabuto is that this guy basically inserted himself in the war. Like if he didn't do that, you gotta think about this. And this is going to be a knock on Obito too when we get to him. But Obito was about to start a world war with him. He was going to start with him. He was going to start with Kizame. The Zetsu. He had the tail beast, but he didn't have the tail beast corpses at all. So his plan was basically, I'm going to get Kizame and I'm going to get these Zetsus and we're going to win the battle. And Kabuto inserted himself to the point where he got all these reincarnated ninja, and that actually, honestly, if it wasn't for Kabuto, Obito didn't stand as much of a chance. He would have probably lost that war without hesitation, without even Naruto. The Kage could have took him down, in my opinion. But this guy put himself in because he thought that he can manipulate the system. He thought that he can keep control of all these reincarnated like corpses, when you got people like Madara who literally did a jutsu and broke free, like with that Itachi broke free without hesitation. Like people, these dead people are breaking out of your jutsu that you started, and like I don't know what you thought was gonna happen. Like I don't know. He was dumb as hell. And he was obsessed. So I would say his plan major epic fail. But the idea of him was cool. I mean, he was loyal to Orochimar even past death. And I mean, his impact was definitely there. I thought his fight was, he fought Itachi and Sasuke by himself, and they needed to use some OP genjutsu that was never even expressed before to stop this guy. So I mean, I'll put him like maybe bottom A, I guess, but like what's your opinion on Kabuto?
Yeah, he's one of the most interesting like people to rank.
Mm-hmm.
Because like you said, he had moments where like he fought Sasuke and Itachi and they had to use like an unheard of genjutsu, another eye ability to plot armor to help them out. And I mean his whole idea of the reincarnation jutsu and all that stuff is definitely, the reincarnation jutsu really impacted a lot. Like I mean, you got Naruto finally meeting like his dad physically. I mean, he revived everybody. Like, I mean, and that took a lot of years of planning, a lot of years of studying, a lot of years of all that. But that being said, he's a snake. I mean, he literally is a snake. Like, I mean, he's in the shadows. He picks his spots when to attack. And when he does attack, it's very powerful. But I mean, that being said, though, he's also Orochimaru's puppet. So like, he never really, like him being an actual because I don't even think he's like a real villain. You know what I mean? Like, I mean, he definitely is a villain, but like, I'm like, you know what I mean? Like there's Orochimaru crazy, but Kabuto is more like, oh, like I'm just your sidekick. So it's just interesting with him. You know what I mean? Like I always he's just a weirdo. Like,
yeah, he's weird.
That's what I'm saying. Like it's just hard. It's hard to describe him without saying like, he's just a weirdo. He's definitely powerful and definitely intelligent. Because of the fact that he was able to create be able to do the reincarnation jutsu says a lot. But in terms of, like you said, Isaiah, his plan, terrible. Because I mean, anybody can all the smart ninja can easily just get out of that jutsu, and then now you have a reincarnated person that's like, I'm back to life.
He's honestly Haku with more personality in a revenge plot. Like honestly, and I mean, even to talk about part one Kabuto, this guy he was a savage. I mean, like he pretended to be like he was in the tuning exams and everything, and then just dipped real quick. Kakashi was scared of this guy for a little bit. I remember Tsunade was afraid of him for a little bit. Like Kabuto, no slouch. Like even before all the dead stuff, I remember he used to do the thing where if he touches you, you lose like chakra and energy in your arm and stuff. Like I thought he was, the idea of Kabuto is cool. So, Orochimar, I mean, no brainer. He's an S tier. I mean, he might be top S right now, right?
Well, in terms of impact, yes, because our last ranking, I mean, I would have put him ahead of Itachi in terms of impact and overall series. Like when you think of Orochimaru, even in Boruto, like there's so many questions where it's like how many kids, like what is all of his experiments, like what the like, because you know what with Mitsuki in Baruto, because he was one of he's Orochimaru's kid. We're like, whoa, like he has a kid, like you know what I mean, like you know what I mean, like he is the definition. When you think of Naruto, you think of Orochimaru.
This guy just won't go away. Like you think you kill him and then he can always, he's a savage. He's in every curse mark, so he cannot go away. Like he can always be reincarnated somehow. Like this guy's a freak.
Definitely, he is just insane, dude. I can't even, like, he's just so freaking crazy. He has so many experiments. I wish he would have got more of like what other forbidden jutsus does this man come up with? You know what I mean?
He knows a lot of jutsu. I think he learned every jutsu. I'm pretty sure Orochimaru knows almost every jutsu.
Facts. Now his plan did fail though, because he did want Sasuke's body and he never got it.
Never got into Uchiha's body.
Yep.
Because he was trying to get Itachi at one point too. Itachi was like, "Boy, get out of here." But
murked him.
like I mean, he did kill Akage. I mean, he didn't destroy the hidden leaf like he wanted to. I don't know. I think his goal was just to become like the ultimate jutsu user and just learn every jutsu. That was his thing, and he just couldn't do that without the Sharingan, because there's some Sharingan abilities that you can't do, you know, without Sharingan. I don't know why he didn't just go after. I mean, he could have just put the eyes in his body, but it still wouldn't have worked the same.
Yeah.
So I mean, I get it, because I was gonna say why didn't he just take Kakashi's, but I get it. But yeah, I mean, he always slithered his way into something. He even got himself in the Akatsuki, got himself involved with Donzo. This guy just doesn't know how to go away. So I'll give him that. Now these four, they all have like they all have their pros and their cons. I don't know who I want to talk about first. I mean, we could talk about Madara. We could talk about Madara. No, let's talk about them in order. So this is the order of manipulation. So Obito, let me say, as a character, Obito has some of the most complex and interesting writing I've ever seen in anime. Like, I love his backstory. He's like honestly like another main character. Like, if there's a main character for Shippuden, it's Naruto, Sasuke, and then it's also Obito. In my book, like I think Obito got a lot of screen time. He was honestly in charge of a lot of the crap that was going on. From Naruto getting the Jinchuriki inside of him, from the Akatsuki being formed and people getting killed. He did the legwork for all three of these people. He carried all three of these people here. He had no idea who he was carrying. He was just manipulated, honestly, and it sucks to see he was just a puppet. Now, to be fair, he manipulated Pain, which I'm confused why Pain isn't even on this now that I'm looking at it.
Yeah, I know. Where is he?
Very weird. But what are you doing, person who made this? But he manipulated Pain. And you know, he did a lot of the work. Even as a Jinchuriki, he was super strong. But I mean, he just got manipulated like crazy. And honestly, I mean, if we're talking about plans, I think his plan's super stupid. Because this guy's doing all this, mind you, because Rin killed herself.
Yeah, no.
So it's a little weird. He's like, wait, Rin killed herself. I didn't do it. And he's like, I don't care, Kakashi. You shouldn't have let her. Like, bro. Like, this is just basically, he's as dumb as Naruto in my book, but he's just like an evil version of Naruto. Like, he's not smart. He's stupid. He's manipulated. And you hate to see it. But I mean, I think impact alone, I'm very tempted to make him like top of S. I'm like, or behind Orochimaru. Like, this guy's impact is wild. Like, I would say at least impact wise, Orochimaru is still alive, so maybe. But Obito's impact, now it didn't make sense for him to go to Ninja Heaven in my book either. I mean, like I said, his plan failed. He was working with the good guys at the end of the day. He wasn't a diehard loyalist. He didn't avenge anybody. He's just so stupid. And he did all this crap for no reason, because he could have just went back to the Hidden Leaf and he could have came back a hero. But he let his emotions bother him. Like, imagine he came back, oh, yo, I thought he died for me. Kakashi tells him everything already. Like, he could be a hero. He could be the next Hokage if he just goes back to the Hidden Leaf. He could have been like, oh yeah, by the way, Hiruzen, Madara is still alive in this cave. We should go take care of that real quick.
Yeah.
Like, why didn't you do that? Like he's so stupid, bro. Like, I don't know. But he's an S tier.
Yeah, I agree. I you know what? We can put him top S.
Yeah, I just his plan is so annoying to me.
Yeah. Now, real quick, would you put Pain at S as well?
Oh, absolutely. Even though he's stupid, Pain is very stupid as well.
Yeah, I agree.
Like Pain and Obito are some of the dumbest characters I've ever seen in my life. Like their Donzo levels is stupid because their reasoning makes no sense. Like Pain's idea of true justice and world peace is making everyone else experience pain. He's like, I'm gonna finish Yahiko's dream, but in my own vision. Yahiko wanted peace. Why are you destroying and killing people? Oh, I need the tail Jinchuriki, so I put everyone in the infamous Tsukiyomi. Then they'll learn what true pain is. He's like the plan is so beyond leagues of stupid. It just doesn't make any sense. Just like Obito's plan of I need to do all this because they killed Rin is stupid. Like they're stupid people. I'm so sorry. They're very stupid. Even Madara, who we're about to talk about, is stupid. He does all this because of a tablet that he read. Like you didn't even think that, oh, maybe some random guy could have just changed it. No. This is what the stone says, so it has to be true. Like, what is wrong with you? Like, I'm like the Uchiha have some of the dumbest people ever. Sasuke is horrible and an idiot. Obito is an idiot. Madara is an idiot. I'm just like, I don't know. There's like a lot of stupid Uchiha. Like Itachi, honestly, is stupid too for the way he went about things. Like, it's just dumb. But I'm a rant. That's another podcast for another day. Anyway, Madara, no doubt, power fight. Like he has some of the coolest scenes in the entire series. Should have been the end game villain. Impact was always there, even from part one. Like Madara is just the truth. His obsession with just power is just a little creepy, and I don't know.
It's definitely disturbing.
It's really disturbing. It bothers me, to be honest. Like I'm tempting putting him behind. I kind of want to put him behind Itachi because it's not Itachi's at least has purpose behind this thing. This guy just wants to be like Hitler. Like I don't know. Like I don't care for Madara's personality. I think everyone likes Madara just for what he can do.
Agreed. And now I will say though, the way how he murked all 5 Kage was freaking hilarious.
Boy, the way he murked the ninja village as a dead corpse, summoning meteors is enough for me. Like
I know he literally he was like, "You stopped one. How about another?"
like that alone. Before the meteors, this guy went into a whole army and destroyed them all without using jutsu. Like this guy used taijutsu and murked them. Like I'm sorry. Like this guy, I just changed my mind. He's in front of Orochimar. Yeah. But the fight alone,
the greatest to my God.
The fights alone carries this guy. He has some of the craziest scenes. I wish I could show the clips on YouTube, but he has some of the craziest scenes in anime. Like Naruto, this series does best is fights. Like that is a crazy behind fight. I'm sorry.
Yeah, he took out how many soldiers he killed? Like what?
10? A lot.
Everyone's like, go. I know if I was a soldier and I saw just like all my comrades getting punched and killed,
I would have just started ran. I was started running, bro. This guy's a huge problem, bro. You still would have got hit too because of the meteor. That's
what I'm saying.
Oh, like this guy is
at this damn meteor, like damn, and then
that's a corpse.
That's what I'm saying. And it's a corpse. I know.
Kabuto's like, I can control this guy. He's like, oh
no.
Nope, sorry. Like Kabuto is so stupid. Like I'm so sorry. These planes are so bad from some of these villains. Yeah. Wow. This guy, Zetsu, Black Zetsu. Let's see. So his plan, honestly, out of everyone on the list, is the most successful plan out of everyone because he got what he needed done. He needed to revive his mother. He didn't care how long it took. He could fail as many times as he needs to. It's going to happen one day. He did it. Once Kaguya came up, His story's over. He did it. He is Naruto. He did the series. Like, it's bullshit, but he did it. He created the whole show. So that alone, hot take, I'm putting him I'm gonna make an S plus, and I'm gonna make him S plus. He did it. Like I can't hate on this guy. I hate him. I think he's a dumb character, and I think he's a plot device. But he has the perfect plan, and he did it to a T. He doesn't need to be strong. All he had to do was be in the shadows the whole time. Like, he rewrote a stone tablet and just watched everything happen at that point. And then he's like, oh, this guy, he's like, how many stupid Uchiha can I manipulate? Oh, this guy is vengeful. Let me just stand behind him the whole time. Oh, this guy wants me to be the spy for his organization. I would just sit there. Like, he just had to sit. He changed the tablet, and then he just had to sit there and watch. He didn't get in a single fight till the war, bro. Like, this guy is a savage. Like, plan wise, this guy is the biggest savage in anime. One of them. But everything else, he sucks. Like, he's no fighting. He's not strong. He's boring. All he does is throw poles. That's it. But planning wise, the patience, man. Like, you're literally just essence of Kaguya, and your main purpose is just to get Kaguya rebirth. And he did it. Like, it took centuries, and he did it. Like, the amount of people this guy manipulated, the amount of wars he started by just changing. He just got an eraser and changed what a stone tablet said, and then he just did that. Like, you're crazy. He even manipulated the two sages of six paths. Like, this guy's crazy, man. So I'll give him that. Kaguya. Wait, do you have anything to say about Black Zetsu before we even continue?
No, you hit everything right on the nail of the coffin. I mean, in terms of fighting, he sucks. But I've been a Zetsu guy for a long time. I remember on the Ikatsu ranking, I wanted to rank him high, and you're looking at me like, no, because he sucks at fighting. But I'm like, his plan, he manipulated Madara. He manipulated pretty much everyone in this series. He's manipulated. And and just like you said, all he did was just change the words of a tablet.
I always thought he was a top tier, just not for that one.
Yeah,
but this one though, I agree. Like, he did the thing. Like, he's smart. Now Kaguya is actually very stupid, in my opinion. Because Kaguya is just a power hungry character like Madara. Had kids, and then got so jealous that they were so strong that she wanted to take her kids' chakra. It was a little weird. It's a little quizzical. Yeah. And then you got generations and generations. You got killed by your own kids. You make sorcery, so I mean, that's a plus. You come back, and then you just die again in like an hour. Like, I'm just like, what were you going to do afterwards? Like, your plan was just to come back. Oh shoot, I didn't think about the reincarnations of my children coming back to get me. Let me just throw them in different dimensions and hope that they lose. That didn't work out. She literally got reincarnated and did the exact same thing she did the first time, and then just got and lost the same exact way she lost the first time. It's just like, I don't know what your plan was, but your screen time was stupid. You annoyed all the fans for even existing. You're a bad endgame. You're strong, but like, are you really strong? Because you lost in an hour. It's just I don't know. She's an embarrassment of a final boss, in my opinion. But I don't know where to put her yet. So I'll wait till I hear what you have to say.
Yeah, I agree. This is one of the disappointing parts of the series. I mean, I just think part of that was because we got so much Obito and Madara time. That like when she finally came out, I think everybody was burned out between the writers, between us watching. I remember watching the whole war arc, and I was like, when is this thing going to end? Because it's just like, you're manipulating you and you're manipulating you, and then the whole thing is to get this woman summoned. But now that no one's manipulating her because she is pretty much the end goal, like, what happened? And I feel like this was a letdown, you know? Like, the fight, I get it. I mean, Naruto and Sasuke are pretty much OP. Like, this is them at their strongest form. So, I mean, and then even Sakura as well. She was at her strongest form, and that was it. Like, the Team 7, this was their final mission. I do agree with you, though, when it came to the timing. I feel like the fight could have lasted longer. Like, she could have, if she would have put up a more better of a fight, I think she probably could have, or maybe if we got a little bit more of a backstory of her instead of just like
It just got thrown to our faces last
yeah,
second.
I agree. This is where I think Naruto to me is probably in my top 5, but the reason why I have a couple other shows ahead of it was because of this. Like they just threw Kaguya into our face. They didn't give us really a backstory. Like really, we didn't really get a chance to like understand her. They kind of just threw her in there, and they threw her in there, and Naruto and Sasuke are at their OP form, so you're gonna lose. So the fight wasn't as long. It was quick to the point. Because I honestly think it was mainly about Naruto and Sasuke fighting at the end because you knew they were going to battle it out for the final showdown. So that's probably why we got less Kaguya time and then we got more Naruto and Sasuke time because that fight between Naruto and Sasuke at the end was definitely goated. So it's tough to rank her. In Impact, she really doesn't give an impact. I mean, it was sort of just like we're hyping this person up. Now, I will say like she's the introduction now of Boruto, and a lot of like the moon people in Boruto now come from her. So I will say in that regard, I would probably put her at least at a B, maybe an A.
I am right there with you. I would put her top B. That's about it. Like I don't know. It just felt like she was just thrown into our faces.
Yeah. In terms of the series for Naruto and Shippuden, she was just thrown into our face and disappointment. But now with Boruto, you're starting to see now the moon people, like Jigen, all of them. Like Boruto ends up having karma in his Momo. Forget the name off the top of my head. Yeah, Momoshiki inside of him, and Momoshiki is from Kaguya and all that fun stuff. So you get all that stuff now, but it's like in terms of the impact of Naruto, not really all that.
All right, it's unfortunate that this is missing Pain, and honestly, I think Sasuke should be on here too.
Yes,
but they're both missing. Sasuke and Pain are both in S, but it's not for their plans. They're both horrible planning. Sasuke, oh my god, I'd say Donzo has bad planning. Sasuke's planning is horrific. By the way,
I know he tried to fight the 8 Tails.
He changes his plan every 5 seconds. Like he's just very emotional, emo. Yeah. Anyway, there you have it. This is a fun list. I think this is probably one of my favorite lists that we've done.
Agreed.
I think I agree with everything that we've done here. I'm happy. All right. Thank you everyone for that background looked crazy. Anyway, thank you everyone for watching. Like usual, we appreciate everyone for hanging out. We saw some people in the Twitch chat. Also, anyone watching in the future tense. Thank you for checking us out. If you haven't already, please subscribe to all of our pages. The Anime Club page is also tagged into the Twitter description down below. Subscribe to the Twitch, to the YouTube, to the Twitters, and all that fun stuff because every little bit helps. Listen on Spotify. We actually have a silent podcast Spotify account and Apple Music account, as well as the Anime Club Spotify account. We're going to be doing some giveaways starting next month, as we've been speaking about. So please keep a lookout for all that. Noah was here, but like usual, follow Soft No tagged inside the description. Josh, where can people find you?
Yep, you guys can follow my Twitch right below at swoop_RD_. I also did just create a TikTok, so I'm gonna start adding like little videos from like our podcast and stuff as well when we talk about anime and stuff. I'm trying to get some debates and stuff. That is DJ Swoop 7. So yeah, that's gonna be some fun. And then also in September, I'm going to do a spirituality podcast as well. So I'm going to talk about astrology and all that fun stuff. So hopefully I'll get you on, Isaiah, when we talk about Aries and stuff. I know you're yeah, everybody can follow me. But how about you, bro?
You can find me like usual at 8-Ball Bangers, where you can just find me talking about Big Brother, Survivor, all this reality television, as well as anime and sports, because
I think did he exit himself out?
Reality television, sports, anime, all that fun stuff. Because oh my god, the Sixers are getting on my nerves. But I mean, maybe I don't know. I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna wait to see what happens with this Ben Simmons stuff. But yeah, that's where you can find me. I'm going to go to my friend Chanel, Coda Girl Chan's Twitch stream in a few minutes to go play Among Us over there. So that should be fun. Yes, I know. I'm so sorry, Aaron. We should be back next week. We have some upcoming breaks, or we have some upcoming podcasts where either me or Josh will be going, but Cheyenne and Noah are also here. So I'm sure one or the other of me and Josh will be here to host because we got some vacations coming up. But until next week, we will see you guys. We can probably do a lot. I would like to do another live chapter reading of One Piece, Josh. What do you think?
I think that's a good idea. There's
Yeah,
a
we
lot
can.
of chapters coming up.
Yeah, we can talk about some One Piece now that the Flying Six are gone. But all right, until next time, we will see you guys next week. Bye.